Welcome back to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. I'm Mistress Miriam here with Mark Ramone. It's the Mark and Miriam Show, and you just heard Judy Garland singing Give My Regards to Broadway. And before that, we heard Dean Martin singing I'll Buy That Dream. Judy Garland
What a
singing.
way to wrap up this theatrical special with
I
Give My
mean,
Regards to Broadway.
it could I have wrapped it up? I mean, that's just like, does it get better than that? Give my regards to Broadway. Now, this song was written by George M. Cohan, who has a very interesting connection with Western Massachusetts. He was born in 1878, and he did not have the normal childhood, whatever that means. Did any of us have the normal childhood? He spent his childhood with his family on the vaudeville circle most of the year, but they spent their summers in North Brookfield, Massachusetts.
Ah,
And so that's where their summers were spent. And the family generally gave a performance at the town hall at the end of each summer. And Cohen had the chance to gain some like a more normal childhood experience by being in North Brookfield, like riding his bike and playing with other kids and, baseball. And he loved those summers. He had such happy memories, and it inspired his 1907 musical 50 Miles from Boston, which is set in North Brookfield and contains one of his most famous songs, which is Harrigan.
cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. So, his time in North Brookfield really was so important to him and really played into his life as an artist.
And unrelated to music, I think it was really cool. Back in 1930, he won a law case against the IRS that allowed for the deduction for federal income tax purposes for his business, travel, and entertainment expenses.
Yeah.
It's now known as the Cohen rule, and it's often cited for tax cases. So if you're doing deductions and you're writing off entertainment expenses and business travel, you can thank Mr. Cohen.
Yes, you can. And I do all the time. I mean, I write it off, but I thank him. I thank him for so many things. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the deduction. That's what I always say when I think of him. Really, I do. My point about these songs is that a song like this, so he wrote Give My Regards to Broadway, which did appear in a musical. But these songs, these Tin Pan Alley songs, and Tin Pan Alley refers to a group of musical publishers and songwriters, at a certain period who wrote popular music, that these songs became popularized and sung by people who became big stars, and they either recorded them or they sang them in their shows. And so Judy Garland, who, toured a lot, and I love this live recording, you can hear the crowd going crazy and you can hear what probably was the most killer orchestra ever. I wish I could have seen Judy Garland live and saw her show. So,
I wish I could have seen Dean Martin.
oh my God. No, I didn't see Dean Martin either. I wish I could have seen Dean Martin too. I
I'll
know.
buy that dream.
I'll buy that dream. What a beautiful song, right? Of Dreaming with Dean, his dreamy voice. And this song is just so romantic. And Dean Martin's voice is just dreamy. And could there be a better name for this album? What a perfect name for this album. And what a perfect, I mean, he has a dreamy voice and it's a beautiful song. And it was written by Allie Wrubel from Middletown, Connecticut. His family founded Wrubel's department store in Middletown, Connecticut. I
Oh,
don't
cool.
know. Are you familiar with?
I'm familiar with downtown Middletown, but I'm going to be like looking for, like the faded writing on the side of the buildings now for
I
Wrinkles.
know, like where's I mean, they were like a significant part of town. And he attended Wesleyan University. And he is a composer who's heavily associated with Tin Pan Alley as well, and wrote many songs that became famous. and recorded. I love this one. It is dreamy and romantic. He wrote for Disney. He wrote Song of the South. He wrote musicals. This song is actually from a musical film called Sing Your Way Home. But once again, like many Tin Pan Alley songs, this song has been recorded by many famous singers. I, of course, had to pick Dean Martin's version because if you're going to pick anyone's version of a song, if Dean Martin recorded it, of course we're going to pick Dean Martin.
Yeah. And that's what I love about this whole show. You've kind of highlighted that, it's not just the people in the spotlight that, are important to Western New England. There's so many people that are the writers, the composers, the people behind the scenes that are also contributed to the great success of music in Western New England.
There are so many. They're just, musical theater is my passion. It really is. And we have a rich, rich, rich history with musical theater here in these parts, and it should be celebrated. And so I'm really glad that we got to do this together today.
Oh, me too.
I'm glad you came and enjoyed it with us. I hope you did.
Thank you for sharing it with us, Miriam. And thank you for visiting with us, and we hope you enjoyed some great original music from Western New England artists. I'm Mark Ramone here this week with Mistress Miriam, and the New Music Alliance Radio Hour is brought to you by the New Music Alliance, a 501c3 nonprofit whose mission is to assist and advance the careers of talented, creative local musicians who write original music and to promote the extended Western New England area as a destination for original music writing, production, and performances.
If you like what we're doing here on the show, tell your friends about it and like the New Music Alliance and the Radio Hour on our Facebook pages. And don't forget to check our website, newmusicalliance.org, where you'll find the extraordinary Essential Western New England Songbook, a listenable anthology of many of the best songs ever written by artists from Western New England. And while you're there, if you support the New Music Alliance's mission, and I know you do, we'd appreciate you making a donation or becoming a member or a sponsor.
If you're a local Western New England musician who'd like to have your original music considered to be on our show, send links to your songs to newmusicalliance@gmail.com. Join us next week for great tunes from Western New England artists. And until next week, please stay safe and keep on listening
To original local music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have Charles and Khalif Neville take us out today with African Eyes.